Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our channel. I'd appreciate it so you can get our latest on a daily basis. And of course, if you enjoy this watch, check it out with all of its pre-owned Vacheron Constantin friends on our website, thewatchbox.com. High-res images, boxes, papers, accessories, and of course, full pricing details. See it on the Watchbox. Today we're discussing a sensational, old-school Vacheron Constantin Perpetual calendar chronograph. It's the reference 47112 39mm in yellow gold. It has the strength of those Malte style fluted and stepped lugs. Though 39mm in yellow gold with those lugs, this watch has the wrist presence of a jumbo jet. Absolutely sensational. It kills you with grace. It kills you with a smile. This is a watch on the wrist that's relatively compact across the wrist, 46.8mm. You can wear this on a wrist as small as about 13.5 centimeters circumference, and it's not thick in spite of a hinged Hunter caseback and a perpetual calendar chronograph. You're still looking at 13.7mm thick with a generously sloped case flank. This watch will fit underneath a dress cuff, not just the jacket but the sleeve beneath. It's substantial due to the depth of those lugs. The watch has a heft to it becoming of a flagship Vacheron Constantin timepiece and a high complication hailing from one of Geneva's leading houses. The strap is thin. It's a reddish brown with a lightly contrasting light brown stitch, folded edges. It features a calfskin underlay, very thin, supple, and unconstrained in its movement. You can see there's a little bit of a curvature to the spring bars so that the lugs can be drilled closer to the case. The happy consequence is that you can pull the strap down unimpeded around the tight curve of a smaller wrist. The watch is matched by a beautiful, simple, and classically elegant Vacheron Constantin Maltese cross style polished yellow gold buckle. Now the timepiece makes the most of the most traditional of golds, all of high polish with generous character lines and fluting. It's both creased and curved in spectacular fashion. You can see that the lugs themselves beautifully abut the case flank to create a sharp cleft, so they have a strident sculptural quality all of their own. This is anything but a Calatrava style integrated and blended lug. The lugs and the case of this watch express themselves separately and spectacularly. You'll also note the step of the case flank, both where it abuts the bezel and the case back, creating an immense amount of character through 360 degrees. You'll also note the Maltese cross style crown as well as vintage inspired shouldered, lozenge, or rectangular pushers. Beautiful to look at and a pleasure to use. The dial is sensational. It's an opaline or matte metallic silver with 3 flourishes of red. The date, constant seconds, chronograph minutes, and chronograph seconds. All of the indices that appear to be gold are in fact diamond polished and applied dart style indices of staggered sizing. You'll also note the solid gold engraved melancholy moon phase at 6 o'clock, as well as a skeletonized red indicator for the date. That's actually, truth be told, the 5th flourish of red on the dial. Beautifully resolved. You can see that the steps down to the day and the month emphasize just how carefully the design team executed this watch. It's not a sheer cut from the dial plane down to the discs. It's a stepped progressive cut. You can see constant seconds and chronograph minutes with beautiful gold polished chapter rings, and then a small stepped aperture at about 1:30 for the leap year phase indication. At center, frosted and polished double-faceted broadsword style hands for easy legibility, and of course a blackened counterweighted lancet style chronograph seconds hand. The watch is an absolute pleasure to actuate, traditional column wheel architecture, and you get the full gold caseback and all of the heft and added value that entails, plus the ability to see the movement. Now, the tolerances of this one are still close to as delivered, so it's a little bit of a fight for my minimal nail. Please excuse me there. But my pride nail is your pleasure, as now we can see the caliber 1141 QP. So basically this is a Lamagna 2310, the base movement that went to the moon as the Omega 321, and also saw duty in a number of Roger Dubuis, Patek Philippe, and Breguet chronographs. It's as good as traditional watchmaking gets. As you can see, the enormous balance wheel beating away at 18,000 vibrations per hour, almost 1/3 of the diameter of the whole movement. It achieves its accuracy via 5-position adjustment and sheer ensure inertia. Also a Breguet overcoil hairspring to ensure concentric beating in any position with respect to gravity. Furthermore, there's an unusual wire-style hairspring guard to prevent the overcoil. When you have a very large overcoil, you need to prevent it from hooking on the regulator or to prevent the coils from actually doubling up over themselves. And that's what the hairspring guard, a small wire between the escape wheel cock and the balance cock, achieves. I've only seen this on vintage watches from the 60s. Them and Vacheron today. That's the only series of brands that seem to do it. Old Rolex Daytonas and these Vacherons. Lateral clutch column wheel. You can see the black polished cap to the column wheel. We're going to go through the cycle of the chronograph so you can see the lateral clutch interacting with the chronograph center, and then you can see the horns and levers interacting with the column wheel. You can see stopping the chronograph, starting the chronograph, and resetting the chronograph. Now you're going to see the hammers fall on the heart cams at center and recenter. Of course, it is also a perpetual calendar. This hand-adjusted 21 jewel old school Lemania 2310 based 1141 QP gives you a calendar that you need to adjust, well, frankly, never. If you wind the watch on a daily basis and it has a 48-hour power reserve beaten away at 2.5 Hertz, it will only need adjustment, well, when you service it, but also in the year 2100. That's the only underlying weakness by virtue of a quirk of the Gregorian calendar. This is a watch that puts it all together. Classical Vacheron style, classical chronograph watchmaking, a wearable size, and timeless details. You can see this yellow gold Vacheron Constantin Malte Chronograph Perpetual Calendar 47112 and purchase it on our website.